Hey guys, surprise live. Let's see if anybody joins me. Let's see how we go. Hey Brian, how you doing? Just hang on a sec. There we go. I've got sound. First one in, Brian. My issue is, where am I? There I am there. Just trying to make sure I'm all set up properly. Because I created one stream and then nothing happened. Are you in lockdown, isolation, seclusion, self-imposed? Excuse me and my cough. Let's see. Didn't know whether anybody would be on tonight. Well, because it's 11 o'clock in the morning here. Didn't know if anybody would be on, so I thought, well, I'll just do it anyway. If I have nobody join me, nobody joins me. Mind it's it's 11 in the morning on in WA, Western Australia. So, what are you working on, Brian? It's not Brian, is it? It's Elliot. Why is it that I think that's just because we see your first name. I don't know if anybody will join me. Thought I'd give it a go. Have I got anybody else out there? Still up, working, trying to finish your custom from TSA. Cool. Sorry, I need to go in and change my. I've got 2 lives showing up there, and I want to turn the other one off. And that one I need to delete because that's not going to happen. Okay, here we go. I'm now back to where I should be, I believe. Hey Claudia, first time catching a live. Is that because you're in Australia or because just situation where how things are for you? And the hardest thing with lives for me is to get used to time lags. I suppose you would get used to it eventually, but I don't do lives often enough. There we go, and I've started yawning already. It's 11 o'clock in the morning and now I'm yawning. So, Elliot, it's a picture of your cousin and her hubby. Anniversary gift. Cool. Just trying to work out where's TSA? What's TSA? It's been ages since I've ordered anything, and I've actually got to order, but I don't want to order because the Aussie dollar's shite. I've got to do it eventually, I suppose. Otherwise I'll run out. Never did build up a big stash of diamond paintings like everybody else did. I just didn't do it. Now I'm wishing I did. As a Rachel Ray in a previous live or whip and chat ages ago, she said, you know, her other half had asked her why she had so many, preparing for an apocalypse or something. So, you know, just being locked down is not quite an apocalypse, but yeah. Oh, Treasure Studio Arts. Are they in Australia? Wow. Claudia, you live in Sydney, 2 p.m. Have heaps of time now due to the oh yeah, scary times. I'm not, me myself here, I'm not really in lockdown, so I'm in WA. Well, I mean, we are in the standard lockdown of unless you're going out for shopping, doctors, bit of exercise or work. You know, you stay at home. Because I'm in the mining sector, my job is classed as essential, and I can't work from home. So I actually have to go to work. But I've been on leave. I've timed it well. Been on leave and due back at work tomorrow. So my first shift, I start tomorrow morning and get to see what changes have been made. Yeah, it's going to be interesting. Very interesting, especially considering I think we've got lack of train drivers, because a lot of our train drivers are from, well, a large portion are from New Zealand. There is some from WA, some from New South Wales, so yeah. So Rachel Treasure did an amazing job on your custom. Okay, I didn't realise they were Australian. There's one note, hang on. Treasure Art Studio, hang on. Gee. Hang on. Okay, so she is based in Australia. Cool. Okay, I got her page up now, Brian, so I will go back and have a look after I finish this live of however long it goes. I will say I am a miss of watching YouTube videos. I haven't done much of watching videos. You would think with the fact that I've been home so much lately that I would have, but I'm not the only one at home. Been having to deal with Nathan at home a bit more than usual, so yeah. He's actually built he's put an extra door in the house anyway, just to try and block out the noise between the two of us. Awesome sauce. Hang on, I'm just trying to get my line in there. So Claudia, what is it that you do that you are at home because you can't go? Are you actually working from home, or are you just straight out one of the people that was affected by well, horrible to say, job? Did you lose your job? Oops, that went out of line. Okay. It's out of sorts. My heart goes out to the people that have lost their jobs because of change of the climate, or yeah. I made a comment to somebody a little while ago about the fact that although my job is secure, my partner, I don't know how he will go, because he is in retail at the moment. They class his job as semi-critical, because they do gas and generators and stuff like that, but otherwise not really. I don't see his job as critical, which means he may end up being at home, which may annoy me on my days off. Work in hospital, laid off due to the crazy times. Actually was a weird situation, because in between jobs happened. Now I craft like crazy and try to not to go out too much. Yep. Hopefully you just wondering whether you qualify as part of the JobKeeper stuff they did for Australia, which I reckon is pretty cool. There's also discount code to use if you don't mind me pop it in there, Brian. More than happy to get a discount code. Definitely happy to get a discount code. Question. Oh, I'm not talking to you, Siri. Go away.
Okay.
She seems to think I talk to her every now and then. Yay! Oh no. Okay. Rifyas. Hopefully I've got that right. Rifyas. Craft Corner. Welcome. I made it to a live. Yeah. Fantastic. I actually haven't seen you anywhere in anybody's lives. So welcome. Thank you for joining me. What am I doing? Where are you based to make it to a live? Okay, start filling that in. Hey Tracy, how you doing? You in lockdown? It's not too bad of a time for a live, is it, for Australian peeps? This part of the world anyway. And I'm yawning after 11 o'clock in the morning, and I'm still yawning, and I'm on my second cup of coffee. Whoops. Just dropped a drill. There it go. In there. Oh, you've been in a few. Okay, cool. Did I get your name right? Oh, you're in Australia too? Where in Australia are you? The essential question. I'll probably be getting Australians in here, which is brilliant. And the night owls over in the US. in your self-isolation room at the moment. Plenty of crafts to do though, I hope, Tracy. I actually completed 2 diamond paintings. 1:30. So you are in the eastern states. Rivka. Is that Rivka? Oh, I don't know. It's a hard one to pronounce. Queensland. Cool. What part of Queensland are you in? And did you go and vote? Is that right, Ray Round? Yep. Oh, cool. Thanks for that, Elliot. There's a code there for Treasure Art Studio for anybody that's actually not used it before. Not now. You do not know if you qualify for the job seeker. I'm actually not Australian. Came studying a master's degree. Finished last semester. Was between changing jobs from hospitality to our architecture. Ouch. That's not a good situation to be in, Claudia. Oh, not good at all. Tracy, Dad sending you some crafts. Amelia. Okay, who is Amelia, or is that Rick was? Is that your real name? Okay. So Tracy did postal voting. You're near Warwick. I should get it. Well, in WA we call it Warwick. I'm hoping that's what you got. How you guys pronounce it over there. Gosh, I can't imagine what it's like in this climate not to have a job, not to be able to go to work and get out of the house. Could not imagine that climate, having to do that. Oh wow, cool! You won a Treasure Art Studio. Excellent. I'll have to go and I've got that up there, and I now have the code. Okay, so that's your real name. Cool. That's much easier to pronounce, Amelia. Much easier to pronounce. We for my work, it's quite interesting. We have a backup centre. We have a backup centre for work, so we're actually working in 2 different locations so that teams don't cross over with and cause a possible contamination within either teams or any of the teams, which will be interesting. See how that works. Amelia's still surprised. It's amazing when you win something, isn't it? It's excellent. Hang on. Oh, don't do that to me. No, hang on. I've just messed up. See if I can find you there. No, Amelia, I don't think I'm subscribed to your channel, so I'm gonna have to check your channel out. Was I pronouncing it correctly? Saying it's your Hebrew name. Was I pronouncing it correctly? Okay, there we go. Back on track. Yeah, so I actually haven't been at work for over 2 weeks. So before all these, there's a big heap of changes that come in. So I haven't been at work since the changes happened. So when I walk in the door, I'll be probably very surprised. Claudia, hey everyone. At least know we have more time for crafting. My partner is Aussie and he loves to see your videos. He thinks this way I will catch up the Australian accent faster. Oh, cool. Good, that's good. That's good, Amelia. I'm happy when I can pronounce somebody's name correctly. But yeah, at work, tomorrow I'll find out, because it's one person per square foot or whatever it is. I'm wondering whether, because in the city we're on the 23rd floor, so I'm wondering whether it's only one person per lift. If so, it's going to take a lot of people to get into the building in the mornings or at the beginning of shifts. You'll have a new video up hopefully this evening. Cool. So Claudia, if you're trying to get the Aussie accent up, what accent do you currently have? Where are you originally from? So you'd have a lot of fun trying to catch up. It depends on your nationality, on whether you're used to some of the Aussie accent and the slang. Because we change stuff around, and we just do automatically without even realizing we're doing it. So good to know your job is making everything possible to protect you guys. Every essential worker is a hero in these times. Yeah. I don't know whether I'd be called a hero, because I'm not in the medical industry where I'll be helping those. I'm in the resources, so I might be helping towards the economy, and that's about it. True heroes are those that are on the forefront in the medical side of things. And Australia is very, very lucky at the moment. But I look at the US, been looking at the stats, because I'm a nut for statistics. Let's get it right. Absolute nut for statistics. And I'm trying to work out what country Australia is working comparable with. And the only one that I can see is similar to us is Austria. I've been watching the stats change, and Austria basically 10 days ahead of us. What Austria had 10 days goes is roughly what we've got here in Australia. That's so far looking at the stats, watching them change. But keep our fingers crossed that we're keeping the curve down. We're flattening that curve. Hey Vivian, welcome. So I'm originally from the US about 7 years ago. Been married to an Aussie for almost 7 years. Kind of lockdown. Claudia from Peru, learned American English growing up, so when I first met him he was hard to understand when he talked to his friends. That's classic. You'd be used to it by now though. Oh gosh. Because that's, English isn't even your first language. So, you'd be messed up trying to follow Aussie language. I will say, what I'm wondering with our work, because we're now getting paid parking in the city, we're getting reimbursed our parking in the city, so we don't use public transport. But it'll be interesting to see whether they end up actually relocating us up to site and making sure we're in an area that is where there's no risk at all. Who knows? who knows what's going to happen. I don't think I can handle going working up at site. I know they're trying to work out what's happening with the workers over east coming across. Oh, pardon me. Another yawn. So basically I've got quite a few Australians in here, or people that live in Australia, which is excellent. Been with him for almost 2 years. By now I can almost understand when we go out with his friends. Oh. You're used to things being shortened, people's names being shortened. The biggest one for me, I have a friend called Steph or Stephanie, so I always called her Steph. And then when I've been on Wolfpack's channel, I've been calling her Steph. And then I think I watched one of her videos and she's turned around and she said she doesn't like her name being shortened. So it's like, whoops. As an Australian, we're so used to shortening names, so I've always got to make sure that I remember to call her Stephanie. It's just Australian slang, but it's more lazy than anything, just shorten things, quicker to say. I think that's it for the F's. Nope, one more. I hope everybody's, with the way that things are in the world, I hope everybody has contacted their loved ones. My mum is 75. My stepfather's 95. So both of those are both my mum and my stepfather are in high risk. My stepfather turned 95 not yesterday, day before, 2 days ago, turned 95, so he is in a high risk category. So him and mum are self-isolating themselves, thankfully in a nice sleepy little town that's not that big. Shortening names and words, my favourites are Brecky and Chucky. Yep. And Bicky. Put an IE on the end of just about anything. Yep. Chocolate, Chucky, biscuit, Bicky. Well, you guys call them cookies, and the US people call them cookies. Thanks, Claudia. Sending all the wishes to my parents. Thank you. My dad is in Cairns, so it was really. I booked my leave to actually so that I could go and visit him. I was planning to visit him before this all came about, and then I think a couple of days before I was due to book my tickets. A lot of this came into play, and Nathan's gone, you're not getting on a plane, you're not going to Cairns. It's like, okay. So then I changed my plans and I was going down to visit my family, my mum and my stepfather in Esperance, and then we got the possibility of regional lockdown, so it was a case of, well, not going down there, not risking risking anything going down there. But yeah. What can you do? I just tell my mum, just make sure she posts every day on Facebook, so I know that she's okay. It's the way we keep in contact. If she's continually posting, I know she's all good. If I don't see her post for the day, she gets a phone call. Excuse me. Oh gosh. I know I'm going to back to work tomorrow. I'm going to be knackered. I'm going to struggle on my first day back at work. So, Amelia, I got Brian's already, Elliot's already told me what he's doing. So, Amelia, Claudia, Vivian, what are you guys working on? Be interesting to see what you're working on. Especially being in Australia, some of you guys would be working on presumably stuff from like AliExpress, or if you're working from, if you got any diamond paintings that you purchase from Australian companies, pop their names in. I'll check them out. I'm not keen to buy overseas at the moment with the US exchange rate. So Claudia, same happened with your partner. He was about to meet his parents down in Port Stephens for a short holiday, but had to change his plans. His parents ended up going back to Narromine 2 weeks earlier. Yeah. My first conversation with my mum was, with everything that was happening. She'd just been to a seminar and found out more about what this virus does that the media are not showing, which is good. There's like, I've gone in and looked at it, at what it actually does, and thankfully the media aren't putting it out there. But she went and she said, she turned around and she was saying about it, and I went, yeah, no, I've already looked at it. And she's like, oh. I said, and basically, Amelia working on a panther, but took a break and doing little snackies. The panther is from AliExpress Duty Factor. Vivian has a friend in Melbourne. You've got a lot coming in the mail. Amelia, not here yet, yeah. But yeah, I'm talking to my mum, and she was saying, what some of the things, and I said, Mum, you don't need to tell me. Basically, you get it, you're fucked. To be blunt, to be very blunt, yeah. And she just laughed at me, but she knows full well that if anybody, I've got the concern with my dad and his wife, my mum and my stepfather, and then I've also got an additional concern, which is my son. So just all you can do with them is just send him your love, let him know you love him. My son seems to be a bit blasé about it because he's actually currently got a lung infection, but he's like, no, it's only a lung infection, I've been to the doctors. So hopefully that's all it is. But he has scar tissue on his lungs because his lung collapsed a few years ago, so he's got scar tissue, which, if you contract this stupid virus, if you've got issues with your respiratory system in any way, you really are compromised. So Claudia's working on Machu Picchu custom. He had made in Alibaba a year ago, 100 by 80. Cool. Hang on, what size is this one? So the one that I'm working on now, I can't even see what size this one is now. Hang on. So you'd go doing 100 by 80. So you're looking at, that's not a bad size. That's a good size. This one is only 50 wide, but 135 long. It's always good to have a big one. Always good to have a big one. I tell you what, when you get to the end of a big one, it's such a huge sense of accomplishment. really, really huge. I'm so looking forward to go when I go to work tomorrow. Like, I'm nervous about going back to work, and also worried about being tired. But I've got, I've always had a bit of a cough, but I don't know how many people have noticed it. So it'll be interesting going to work and I'll have a little bit of a cough, and it's like, yeah. With what we do, it's a case of if we think we're even sick, we can't go in. We can't take the risk of, basically wiping out a whole crew, which is about 100 people. That's they don't have the capability of dealing with one crew being affected or put into quarantine. Yeah. Claudia, you love big diamond paintings. Yeah, I love my big ones as well. They're good. They're really good to work on. Okay, next one. Go with the R's. Work on the other corner. So I presume I'm talking away to myself here while you guys are working. I get the odd comment, which is cool. It's funny, you never know what you can talk about on lives. Gosh, my hand is directly in the way on that one. You can do the tag lists, which are pretty cool to go through. Weird Australian customs. What have I got here? Hang on, what have I got one? I did pull up some questions. Not really a joke. Actually, no, yeah, these are jokes. Got some jokes. Brian's working on a 50 by 60. Cool. That's really cool. Some of the jokes that are actually on this list can actually be classed as offensive to some people. Yet with the Australian humour the way it is, we don't find it offensive. So because there's Aussies in here, I think I might do some Aussie jokes if you want to. I'll share some Aussie jokes if I need to explain them. I will. So I'll give you guys a couple of Aussie jokes I think that might prove interesting from some of you, considering not all of you are actually Australian. Okay. Hope my son is okay. Most dreadful as far as how it affects the lungs. Maybe stop smoking just in case. Yeah. I stopped smoking about 6-7 years ago. Nathan actually stopped smoking nearly 12 months ago. I'll tell you what, I wouldn't want to be a smoker with this climate. And for the research, I mean, you get there and you get so concerned, you follow all the hype and trying to work out what's best and what's not, and you find some interesting things out about it. But Elliot's fine with the jokes. Okay, well, I've got one person's fine with the jokes, so let's see. And I've actually just read one and I found it amusing. Okay. British man is visiting Australia. The customs agent asks him, "Do you have a criminal record?" The British man replies, "I didn't think you needed one to get into Australia anymore." That's a very simplistic one. obviously, because back in the day, as a pom coming over here, you came over here because you had a criminal record. We got the throwaways from the England. Okay. Tracy, glad to stop smoking 6 years ago because you were always sick. Yeah, and I mean, that's where the thing is though, I've still got that cough. Not as bad as it used to be. Changing the weather, I start to cough, which is what's just happened here. We've just suddenly gone from hot days to suddenly, I won't say cold days, but days down to the 23, 24 degree mark. That's a crap drill. Where's my tray? So we have a change in weather, and that's when I really really start coughing. Okay. So obviously that joke that I've just said then, that's probably self-explanatory about not needing a criminal record to get into Australia anymore. The next one, now that one will need explaining. So, why are murders in Tasmania so hard to solve? It's an interesting question. Might throw the questions up here, see if you can give me an answer. Hello Dixie, how you doing? I've started throwing some questions in, some jokes that are probably politically incorrect because they're Australian. But yeah, why are murders in Tasmania so hard to solve? See if you can answer that one. It's not nice, it's very politically incorrect. Very politically incorrect. I don't know about time-lapse wise how we're going in timing for me asking these questions and the jokes. But that one, why are murders in Tasmania so hard to solve? So the response in that one is because there are no dental records and all the DNA matches. I don't know how to put that the polite way. Yeah. So if you're an Aussie, you'd actually understand that. If you're not an Aussie, there's no chance of understanding that. Excuse me. Everybody's gone quiet, crafting away because there's nothing else they can do. Okay. So here's actually one for you, Amelia. If someone who speaks 2 languages is bilingual and someone who speaks many languages is multilingual, then what do you call someone who speaks 1 language? I'll pop the question in there. See if you guys have got any answers for that one. So, can you answer that question? That's the question is, can you answer that question? And that's it for the R's. No one's got an answer? Anyone want to take a guess, or you guys just not answering, just not sure? Where we going? There. There. So I'm going to turn that camera off. Okay. Amelia's gone with monolingual. Nope. No, that's good. That's all good about the spelling. No, but not monolingual. Where am I going? There. Okay, someone type in, you give up. No, or somebody type in, you give up, and then I'll give you the answer. It's a nice, easy answer. Because we always, the Aussies, as they say, we take the piss out of each other, which is basically making a joke out of ourselves. Hey Christy, how you doing? Welcome. You're up nice and late. So if you've no idea, I think you should bring your partner for this one, but he's on his online classes. Cool. So someone who speaks two languages is bilingual. Someone who speaks many languages is multilingual. What do you call someone who speaks one language? It's simple. Aussie. Basically, most Aussies can only speak one language. you know lingual. No, just an Aussie. There is not many in Australia that can speak. Actually, mine, it's changing now, but a lot of people only speak one language. Yeah, you just wake up. Cool. Okay. Now, next question. How many Aussies does it take to screw in a light bulb? So, Christy, just so you know, I'm actually going through Australian jokes. How many Aussies does it take to screw in a light bulb? And this one really is taking the mickey or the piss out of an Aussie. Didn't pick that one up. Christy's saying 4. Nope. Not 4. I think you must be laughing at my the answer to the the Aussie one. How many languages? Okay. Good. Oh, move that a bit. Okay. So how are we going? How many Aussies does it take to screw a light bulb? And it is not 4. Christy's saying 8 now. No, not 8. Anybody else want to take a guess? Okay, I'll give the answer. You need 3 Aussies to screw in a light bulb. 1 to hold the bulb. Amelia, none. Australians never changed anything. So it's 1 to hold the bulb, and 2 to turn the ladder. Oh. Another news update going on. Just had enough of news updates. So yep, Dixie, it is 3. Okay, so get another one down. What's the next one? I shouldn't be laughing before I even say it. What do you call an Aussie in the finals of the World Cup? You were close, Christy. Dixie got it. So yeah, what do you call an Aussie in the finals of the World Cup? It's a pretty good answer. Pretty good answer on this one. See how we go. And hopefully I'm not, some of these jokes don't offend anybody, but they are jokes. And they are jokes about Aussies. Okay. Amelia, an imposter. Pretty close. Pretty close. Pretty close. Spectator, that's close, but no. Drunk, definitely drunk. Have to definitely be drunk, but no. Not a spectator, not a drunk, not an imposter. You ready for the answer? Oops, I just found another one. Okay, so we're going to turn around. I'll give you the answer. What do you call an Aussie in the finals of the World Cup? Drunken Aussies, a referee. And it is, yes, a referee. Amelia, yep, a referee. See, your hubby is an Aussie. I don't know whether I want to ask this question. But here we go. Should I just leave it up there or not, or do I need to ask the question? What do you call... Christy's found that one funny. What do you call the farting Aussie? And I tell you what, not many people would get this. Not many people would get this at all. You've really got to know Australian history for this one. Because I don't reckon this one's funny. It's just the question is funny. It's because they're drunk. I actually don't agree with this one. It's funny, but I don't agree with it. Because the only reason why they've put it is because it's rhyming. Yep, your hubby passes the Aussie test. Definitely an Aussie when he got that one right. Excuse me, hang on a sec, sorry. So, what do you call a farting Aussie? I will actually put the answer in now because I don't think anybody would answer that one. you call a farting Aussie. According to the joke, it says Ned Smelly. I don't believe that. That's just that's just not right, that one. Definitely not right. Amelia, try your hubby on this one. So Christy, that one, the question was, what do you call a farting Aussie? Ned Smelly. You just call him a man. Nothing special about it, they all do it. Women too. Right. So next one. What is the difference between Cinderella and the Melbourne football team? So the Melbourne football team is just one of the teams that plays Aussie rule. Well, they play Aussie rules. Mind, the Melbourne football team, there isn't actually one called Melbourne now. So I think these jokes are old. Got to be old. So, what's the difference between Cinderella and the Melbourne football team? So what are they? No, it's kangaroos. No, what are they called? Gosh, I don't even know the names of the football teams. Well, I know some names, but not many. Exactly, Amelia. Which Melbourne team? There's no... It doesn't actually... This joke does not say a specific Melbourne team. Because there's actually no real... Just Melbourne now. You've got Geelong, you've got Essendon. I'd say this joke has to be written by somebody else. Or even like the rugby teams. Dixie, one wears slipper, the other wear cleats. Nope, that's not the answer. Keep going. Okay, so what's the difference between Cinderella and the Melbourne football team? I think everybody's had a go at that one. The answer? Cinderella wanted to get to the ball. Both have a ball. No, it was only Cinderella that wanted to get to the ball. Underwear and jockstrap. I like where your mind's at, Dixie. Nope. Okay. Hang on. Nah, that's not a good one. That's not a good one. I don't know, some of these, I was just reading some of these and they're not really that funny. Two Aussies are drinking together. One says, "When I die, will you promise to pour a beer on my grave?" The other replies, "No worries, mate. but it'll have to pass through my kidneys first. Some of these aren't. Sorry, I'm looking through them, and they're not really that appropriate. Some of these. No, that's enough of those ones. I run out of those jokes. They just weren't. Some of them were good, but you've got to be really understanding of the Aussie way in some cases. So what else are we going to talk about? Any questions for me? There's a good one. Any questions for me that you'd like me to answer? I don't know. My throat's going to give me grief now. Gone all quiet. I don't know what. It's funny. I just lost. This is me at the moment. This is why you're not getting many whip and chats and stuff from me. Is because I just get lost in what I'm saying. Which is pretty hard to do whip and chats when you lose where you're at. Lose your interest in something, but you still want to do something. Okay. What have we got? I don't even know how long I've been on for. How long have I been on for, guys? At 20 past. I've been on for about an hour. I think I'll actually probably give it about another 5 minutes, and then I'm going to get off. I've just hit my brick wall again, so this is why why I'm struggling with doing whip and chats. Yeah. So what else have we got? Christy, I've been watching your the pictures that you're doing, and I can't believe that's just done with coloured crosses. Those pictures that I've seen you posting on Facebook, they're really cool. I'd go cross-eyed doing those though. Where have we got? Have I got any more of these symbols? Hang on. And that's it for those. Nope, one more there. Oh no, more than one more there. There's two more there. Oh, three. Jeebies. Nearly missed a whole heap of them there. I think that's it. Dixie, you were shocked I was on. Yeah. It was just like, it was a spur of the moment. It was just a spur of the moment thing of going live, because it was like, well, yeah, I know most of the time when we look at lives, we're working within the people in the US and what their time schedules is, and that's where I thought, oh well, no doubt there's some people that in Australia that might be wanting to see something, wanting to have a chat, and And yeah, so that's why I thought I'd do it, because yeah, I mean, we shouldn't just I don't think I should just do, when I do go live, I shouldn't just go live just because it's going to, for the people in the US to see it, because we craft all over the world. We definitely do craft all over the world. And with Australians being in lockdown as well, or self-isolation. Oh, that's something. Here we go. Here's a conversation for you. So with the self-isolation, they in WA, so the fine is up to 50,000 if you breach the isolation. So for anybody that comes into the country and has to self-isolate for 2 weeks, or suspected coronavirus but it's not been diagnosed, you're supposed to be self-isolating. In WA, they've now got drones to pick up, so where they're not allowed to, where you're not able to congregate in any more than 2 people, so you can't be in a group of more than 2 people. They now, in WA, they have drones with the red and blue police flashing lights and sirens, and they will actually tell you to move apart, to not to congregate in a one area or in that. But there's also like the $50,000 fine, and that's where you get taken to court over. But they are also going to start, if you're on self-isolation, if you're in self-isolation and you actually breach it, I think if you breach it a couple of times, they'll actually put, so you know the electronic tracking devices, they're actually saying they'll be putting electronic tracking devices on those that breach the self-isolation, so that they can be watched and monitored to make sure they actually do stay within the area that they're meant to be staying in. But yeah. Okay. Yeah, Dixie, yeah, as you said, I'm all over the shop. Hi, hey Kathy, how you doing? Amelia's so happy you got your first friend mail. That's cool. Friend mail / prize, cool. Yeah, so you know the fact that they're now looking at being able to put tracking devices on people that repetitively breach self-isolation. I know one place had like, what was it? One guy had actually breached his self-isolation 5 times, which is not good. Not good. And here we go, my opinion on things that are happening at the moment. We've also got people that's come off cruise ships or coming into Australia and being put into hotels. You know, isolation for 2 weeks in hotels. It's the best way to do it. But I will say, for those that, if I can find it, I actually have someone that that I've been watching. Hang on, where is it? I've got a video for you guys to watch in relation to, where is it? Hang on, where is it? No, not that one. I saw a really good one of a guy. Here we go. Hang on, I will just bear with me. It's a long video. Okay, go back to that and to that. So this video here, which is really cool. Okay, so hang on. Kathy's at work for the next 3 days. Yeah, I'm about to start well, I've got 2 days and 3 nights as of tomorrow. Amelia's got Ever Moment Steel tip. Claudia from New South Wales is of catching people breaching quarantine, and you're amazed at how they manage to track people. My painting sparkles. Cool. Where am I at? Okay, so here we go. If we look at, I'm basically up to that line there of this one, Kathy. So if that video that that link that I've put there, this guy is an American, his wife is Chinese, and they went from China to America when China was a real hot zone, and then once China started getting better and America got worse, they decided to go back to China. And I tell you what, you watch how the Chinese treat people coming back into the country. If people that were put into quarantine or into 2 weeks into a hotel are upset about it, they should look at how China is dealing with people coming back into the country to try and prevent. They are so good at trying to stop it from coming into back into China. I don't like the fact that the virus has come out of China, but I tell you what, you can see the measures they've taken. And it's just absolutely amazing. I think you watch around about 20 minutes into that video, but you see how they are treated, and nobody's whinging. It's just, that's the way it has to be. They're accepting of it, but that's because that's where they originally came from. They're very accepting of it because they know what it was like when they left. But yeah, that's a really good video. Watch that video that I've put that link in. To check out what it's like to get into China. Although I think now they're relaxing it. But yeah, to see people complaining about being in Australia and being put into hotel rooms, you should see how they're put into hotel rooms in China. And when you self-isolate, you're not isolating. So if you were on a trip and you come back into Australia, I think you're still allowed to be with your partner. In China, you're not even allowed to be with your partner. It's completely one person per room, unless one of those people needs care. So if you've got, say, an elderly person or a child or somebody that's disabled, they allow a carer with them, but that is it. It's just amazing. But yeah, I think I'm going to call it quits there. What is it? It's 12:30. Yeah, definitely watch that one. Share it with people. For those that are not happy with the way they get treated, this guy is really good. You know, he's done the travelling, he's gone through the quarantine, the self-isolation, but that one's just him and his wife getting from America to the hotel to go into isolation, and it took them like 50 odd hours to get there. 50 hours to get from, I think it was Chicago, or to the province where they were put into isolation. It's absolutely brilliant to watch, and it's the restriction. I reckon that's the restriction that everybody should go that way. But that's been me. Especially after seeing that, it was brilliant to see how they do it. So guys, I will leave it there. It's 12:30, which is 12:30 here. What is it? 2:30, 3:30 on the East Coast. hopefully you guys will, I might, no, I can't say I'll do another live in the next couple of days because I'll actually be at work. But I don't know when I'll do another live. They're always just how I feel. So guys, I will say thank you for watching. And I'll talk to you another time. So yeah, bye for now.